This is a Dutch relay spreadsheet. I built this spreadsheet so that I could place a series of lays on 3 selections and balance my whole trade for an equal outcome, whatever the result. If you imagine a bookie at a race course with a 3-horse race, and he takes bets from punters, if he gets his liabilities too big on one horse, he can make sure he takes some bets on the others to balance his trade, and this is exactly what this spreadsheet was built to do. So let's look at the inputs. The layout, first of all, is in 3 sections. Section 1 there we'll use for the draw, this middle section for one of the teams, in this case Manchester United, and a third section there for the other team, in this case Arsenal. You input your lay odds and your lay odds and lay stakes down at the bottom, and as you place those on, as you place your lays on Betfair, put them on here, and your liability will be shown in the third column, and that's the same for each section. Lay odds and lay stakes that you place on Betfair, and your liabilities will be shown there. As you do that on as you go along with your trade, input the current odds at row 12 there for the draw, there for the, in this case Manchester United, and there for Arsenal, and a series of odds will be displayed, a series of lays, and the if laid column there will show you what will happen if you place one of those lays at one of those odds. That will what happens to this particular part of your trade. Now this bit there is duplicated up there at the top, the middle one is duplicated in the middle, and the end one is copied up to there. Now that display this time is not a display of everything that is happened that you have done down there. In each case it is just a copy of that line there. This bit here is shows your whole position of everything you've done so far down at the bottom there. There's a percentage column there, which is a percentage showing the percentages of these odds, these individual odds. That is the percentage of those individual odds, which are totaled there. You don't really need to take much notice of that, because normally after you've placed one, in this case one trade there, you will only be altering those 2 odds, you won't be altering all 3 all at once. So that is quite irrelevant really. We'll look at this bit up here for placing a bet later on when we do the exit strategy for getting out of the draw. So to clear the spreadsheet you would delete all the lay odds and stakes. So there's just one left in here at the moment, so if we delete that, it clears the spreadsheet. Now if I just put that back in, you see now that we've laid £20 at 5.50 on Arsenal, and we now have displayed for the other odds that we've input what will happen if we lay the draw at 3.85 for £28.57 and Manchester United at 180 for 61.11. It will balance out with a loss of 32p. So if we place those layers on Betfair, 1.8, 61.11, you can now see that shows us nothing else needed to lay on Manchester United, but we'd need to lay the draw at whatever the odds are here. If we input that one at 3.85 for 28.57, you can now see that our overall position is showed at the top there. And if I just undo that last one, you see that this part here is just a copy of that there, and we can see that if we place this last one, what will happen is we will finish up with minus 32 pence across all 3 up there. So if we now put that back in, there we are, minus 32p across all 3 selections. In practice you wouldn't just they were the odds before the kick-off, so you wouldn't just place those, you would aim for a profit. So you'll probably maybe lay the 2 teams and then wait for the draw to shorten and lay at the lower odds to make a profit. So you could, again, if we just put 550 in there and start with another 20, and maybe once the game got running, Manchester United had gone out to 183 or something. Whoops, sorry about that. 183, and we would have to lay those at 60 and 11p. And we now see that on the draw we'd need to get up to 360, down to odds of 360, and lay at £30.56 to make 35p. Now if we waited and the odds got down to around the 350 mark, we can now see that if we took a 340 for instance, laid at 340 for £32.35 there, we would make £2.14. So we put those, offer those odds on Betfair, 340 and 32 to 35, and once that gets matched, enter it on the spreadsheet, and we should make £1.22 across all three selections. Whoops, sorry about that. It was 340 of course, which is there, which is £2.14 across all three selections. If we put £3.40 in there, you'll see that we have 2.14 there, which is shown up there. So if we then put 32.35 in there, which we got matched with on Betfair, we now have 2.14 or so across all three. So you can carry on trading. It doesn't matter which ones you lay first or which row you put them in. The spreadsheet will show you what you need to do on your other one or two selections to balance your whole trade for an equal outcome there, once you get your lays matched on Betfair. Okay, so that's how the spreadsheet works. So you need to look at another spreadsheet now, another video rather, to see how we trade the draw.